Welcome friends to the Beaver Dam. Today we have an interesting video. I'm gonna be honest, this is crazy to me. It has been officially, as of today, 3 years since I started playing this game. Now, whether or not I was super consistent when I first started, that's another matter. And also for the first like 6 months or so, I was definitely just kind of pretending I knew what was going on in the game and doing a little bit here and there. I did a rush for the Revens, not really knowing anything, just loving Revan in general. And so I went for that. And so as of 3 years, this is where my account is. I think a great metric for looking at this, especially because Arnold started his free-to-play account in January of the same year that I started. So he hit 3 years already. I'm, just now hitting 3 years. So I think a great metric to look at the difference between a free-to-play account and an account that after the first year spent about $40 a month, sometimes 20, but we're going to average it out and say 40. Last couple of months, obviously I've been spending more just because of the channel, but in general, it's been about $40 a month. So I just kind of want to go through and show you guys what my account looks like after, $40 a month. Obviously the Lightspeed bundles were a big push and a big upgrade. Really quick, just you saw right there, we have almost 8 million GP here. I did push my GP early on very hard, just so that way, as I got towards 3 million GP, I went from 3.1 million GP to 4 million GP in about a month and a half, just so that way I could get Proving Grounds and Conquest started on hard mode earlier than most people would, just by throwing mods at things and using up all of my credits I had stashed. And so my GP is pretty bloated. Looking at, my Grand Arena, we are in Kyber 2. We usually belong in Kyber 3. We have not really problems with Conquest anymore. We don't have problems with any events that happen in the game, besides, of course, like Rise of the Empire and Lightside Geo, which is always going to be a problem until you have, like, everything in your roster, because those ones are just insane. But, doing some solid work. Let's actually go through the journey guide really quick, and I'll kind of show you guys what my journey guide looks like at this point with 3 years in. Towards the beginning, I did just chase legendaries for a long time. But yeah, so basically, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, Afra, and then the Profundity, Leviathan, and Mommy Mandalore are about the only ones I'm missing here. For guild journeys, finished all these 3. Obviously, this was before they did the raid changes, so I did them originally. I'm an OG, I'm a hipster of the raid characters. Raid Shadow Legends, if you will. Territory battles, obviously we're working towards Riva right now. Never bothered on Probe Droid. I have some shards for him, but Cam, working on with Get 3. But I've got Wat Tambor and I've got Rolo, which are the kind of the 2 most important ones here. Until you get Riva, of course. GLs, I've got Ray from the Lightspeed bundles. SLKR, I farmed up as my first GL. After 6 months, I kind of shifted and started pushing towards SLKR. And then when I could afford it, I started putting some money down to try and catch up to Arnold's free-to-play, just because I wanted his free-to-play to stay relevant to my account, so I could kind of get some help, honestly. Sith Eternal was my next GL. We did get the Executor as well. So overall, we have quite a bit of the stuff in the game, especially good free-to-play friendly characters and free-to-play friendly Galactic Legends. We'll ignore our Gungans and the massive amounts of money that I've spent on that. Doesn't pain my wallet at all. But as you can see, as of 3 years, we finally are getting our first day 1 Conquest character, and if we want to, we can push for more of getting the Conquest characters. But at this point, I can comfortably get each Conquest character within the cycle that they are in, so I don't have to wait for Proving Grounds. So within 6 months of a Conquest character coming out, I should have them, period, at this point. So I'm finally comfortable in Conquest. Going through, we're starting to hit that point where we're getting all of the Proving Grounds characters, because we pushed Proving Grounds earlier, and so because we pushed it early, we ended up with, those 22 months stacking up, as well as, keeping in mind we're trying to speed things up with things like Get 3 currency, the new Galactic Legend currency, and that kind of thing. And so we've got quite a bit of the Proving Grounds characters, with most of them on the way at this point. They should be pretty close or finished by this point. Whoops, did not mean to click on Darth Revan, although he is sexy. He has been my like first major legendary and really changed my mind about how this game is played. I love this character. You know, starting to be able to chase new characters. I mean, you can see here I've got IG-12 and Paz Vizsla, and so I could go for Mommy Mandalore right now. We're putting it on the back burner because of the Gungans, but that's not because I spent money on their marquees or anything. That's just free to play farming up, so we can start chasing the meta at this point comfortably. You can start chasing the meta anytime, especially if you have the money to back it, but at this point it's comfortable to do so without it interfering overall with our account. And so we have a solid basis of teams in general. We have the flexibility to take breaks from major farms at this point. Like, I've taken a break from GL farming for the last couple of months just to fill in holes in my teams, and it hasn't really affected me. In fact, it's made me better inside Kyber 3, to the point where now I'm pushing into Kyber 2, and I'll probably bounce in and out of Kyber 3 and Kyber 2, because the difference between Kyber 3 and Kyber 2 is like the difference between like chromium and erodium. Like, it's a big gap, at least in my opinion it is. So, you know, you can see here we have a solid repertoire of teams just that we can call upon and use for different events, and, you know, we got things that we did for our guilds. Just plenty of stuff to play around with. And of course, some of this is Lightspeed bundles. You know, there's some solid Lightspeed bundle things in here. But a lot of it is just stuff that we farmed. Like, I didn't even buy the Starkiller Lightspeed bundle. This was just, I farmed it and the Lightspeed bundle came out like a couple weeks later. It was kind of sad. But hey, I'm happy that other people were able to get it. So, and then on top of that, with our ships, we tried very hard on our ships. You can see here we're almost done with Scythe. Just in time we have our Inquisitors. We're almost done with TIE Interceptor. This fleet's almost like completely done. You know, we've got ourselves our Executor fleet with some good relics on the characters. Our First Order fleet's done unless we want to up some relic levels. Our Rebel fleet is getting close. This one is thanks to the Lightspeed bundles, honestly. A lot of this wasn't me, besides the Hans Millennium Falcon and the Rebel Y-Wing, and the Outrider, of course. But a lot of it is just, you know, stuff from Lightspeed bundles. Our Galactic Republic fleet is just missing its Marauder, and even right here, I could take this in against a 6-star Leviathan and take it out with this Marauder I got here. So, like, overall, I'm at a point where really I only have a couple ships to finish to be able to get all of my off-meta counters absolutely crisp, which is what I'm working on right now because of the fact that I'm in Kyber, because ships are so incredibly important for it. So you can see that, you know, I'm reaching a point where I'm very freeform. I can go for whatever I want, and I'm not going to get punished in my account. Because a lot of the times what we have to do, you know, we love PPs, and I had my own PPs for sure. Passion projects for those who don't watch the channel too much. We all have PPs, and that's fine. Nothing's wrong with a little PP. My big PP was Gas. Gas was my big PP. I went for him after SLKR just because I love him, and I thought I was going to go for JMK earlier. Then, you know, Jabba became super incredibly important with the new raid, and they made the changes to the raid so that way we could actually get Hoda and Wampa easy, and so it shifted my account heavily. But at this point, with where I'm at, I have a crystal income coming from Fleet Arena. I have crystals coming in from GAC that are incredibly good. I found a good guild, and I farmed some stuff up for the guild, so I'm basically, you know, solid member of the guild, and I'm participating at the power level that my general guild is in. I'm in the upper side of my guild, I like to think, at least. And so, like, at this point, I could go any direction, and I wouldn't be punished for it. Like, I'm going for the Gungans, I'm not going to be punished for that. I can use that in GAC, sure. You know, I'm going to be going for, you know, Mommy Mandalore, and I'm not going to be punished for that. You know, is it the most efficient thing to go for these characters? No, because they don't connect to any of my farmings. Like, just for an example, JML. I've brought this up on stream multiple times. My JML farm pains me. Obi-Wan is at Relic 3, C-3PO is Relic 3, Mon Mothma is at 7 stars, Jedi Knight Luke is at Relic 5, R2-D2 is at Gear 12, Hermit Yoda is at Relic 3, Lando Calrissian is at Relic 3. I am on the doorstep of JML. I could get him in a matter of weeks, but I'm not being penalized for not going for that because, you know, my account's in a comfortable place and I've taken the time to build out my side farms and everything like that. So I'm going to just give you kind of a slow scroll through my account. You guys, I will add in actually my ally code in the description below if you want to. But I do just want to take a scroll down memory lane and basically give you guys a chance to compare your account to this. I'm not saying that you should be better. I'm not saying you should be worse. If you had a free-to-play account that's better than this, I want to give you a high five so bad because I'm so proud of you, dude. But overall, I just want to give you guys an idea of what a 3-year account can look like, and I want to challenge you guys to have a better account by this point. I'm not saying spend money, but like, you know, you can either go more efficiency-wise, you could have gone for different things, you could have hit Kyber faster by getting a JMK, you know, you could have gone for Marauder and ended up with a meta killer for all 3 of the meta fleets instead of where I'm at, where I have to have a different meta fleet for every single one, or a different off-meta counter for every single meta fleet. And so I definitely think this account could have been improved. And so I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this account, where your guys' account was at 3 years, or where you think your account's going to be when you hit 3 years. But I mean, this game is definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint by any means. So, and also, keep in mind, comparison is the thief of joy. Don't see this account and be like, well, I've been playing for 3 years and my account looks like nothing like that. Yeah, I'm going to look at accounts that have been around for 3 years and I'm going to be depressed because I didn't know what I was doing going into this game. I spent 6 months, you know, not knowing anything about the game and just being like, I want Revan. Like, I'm sure that I will see accounts where I see that as well. So don't feel bad comparing your account, but it gives you something to kind of ground yourself and be like, okay, I know where I am and I know where I can get to if I am efficient to at least some degree. And this is with passion projects. Don't forget that. This is with his passion projects. Hi, Mara. Did you want to get in a video to celebrate our 3 years? Yes, you did. Hi. Hi. Did you want to speak into the mic, huh? Do you want to speak into the mic? No? Okay. You're just a good poopers, aren't you? Everyone say hi to Mara. She's our mascot of the channel. But, yeah, so that is my account. And I'd love to hear how your guys' account looked in 3 years, or how you plan it out in 3 years. I know some of you are brand new, and I'd love to kind of hear what surprises you when it comes to looking at a 3-year-old account. But honestly, one of the most important things I have learned in playing this game and making this count is that the game is very much like a roll of toilet paper. You know, the longer you're in, the faster it goes. You know, you're at the beginning, you're just pulling a little bit of toilet paper off the roll, and like the roll's still massive. And then as you get farther and farther along, it just more and more of the roll goes faster and faster until you're completely out. And that's very much how it feels in this game. The farther you get in this game, the more access you have to different events, the more access you have to just a crystal income in general and stuff. And you can do things to speed that up, but very much so as time goes on, it will naturally speed up. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and happy 3-year anniversary to this account. You guys are awesome, and I hope to hear from you in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.